Okay, it's coming towards the end of this Premier League 2021-22 season with just a couple of weeks left to go. We are up to game week 36 and still it is between Manchester City and Liverpool who will win the title. 1 point between the two teams, Man City in first, Liverpool in second. And we've got some big games. Both Man City and Liverpool have some reasonably tough matches, so a potential slip-up from either team could cause the opposite team to really determine who wins the league. But we're going to start off with the first game, which is Brentford against Southampton. And Brentford started off the season very well. Towards the middle of it, didn't do the greatest, but now towards the end of it, they're doing really good again. They did lose 3-0 to Man United in their last game, but just have a look at some of their victories. Beating Watford, West Ham, Chelsea and Burnley. Could say there's a few easy sides in there, but also a few difficult sides in there as well. And Brentford are certainly playing a lot better than they were halfway through the season. Maybe even before the season as well. I think this is the best Brentford have played throughout their entire season. Southampton have had a horrid run of form. They did have a good patch in the middle of the season, but it's kind of dropped off a bit now with losses and draws. They lost to Crystal Palace 2-1 in their last game. Southampton, in the reverse fixture of this, when it was played at St Mary's, Southampton did beat Brentford 4-1. So chance for them to do the double here, but I don't think it'll be done, and I think Brentford will come out victorious, and I'll back both sides to score, and I'll go for a 2-1 victory to an in-form Brentford side. Moving on to Turf Moor now, we've got Burnley, who are out of that relegation zone in 16th place, coming up against Aston Villa in 13th place, who have had a bit of a struggling patch themselves, but I think slowly they're coming out of it. It's a completely different Burnley side now. I mean, it was a high scorer in the reverse fixture of this game. It was a 3-2 victory to Burnley, so chance for Burnley to do the double, and I think they will do. It's a different Burnley side. They'll just grab a 1-0 victory here in their home, and Aston Villa haven't had, as I said, the greatest of forms, but really they haven't been playing at all of how they were originally when Steven Gerrard came in halfway through the season, and I think he knows that, and he's trying to get that defence sorted out mainly. I mean, if we have a look at some of these defeats, 4-0 to Tottenham, lost to Wolves, lost to Arsenal, and lost to West Ham, and you could say they're teams that are high up, but Wolves, we're coming on to them in the next fixture, but Wolves just aren't really in the best of form lately. Neither are West Ham, and those were two easy games for Aston Villa to pick up something, and they ended up losing them quite badly. So I don't know what it is, but Burnley at the moment, they can beat anyone. So I'm going to go for a 1-0 home victory to Burnley. We're going to go to Stamford Bridge next, where they are hosting Wolverhampton Wanderers, who haven't had the greatest of form in their last 3 games. They did lose 3-0 to Brighton. Burnley and Newcastle as well there in their last 3 games. Chelsea themselves lost 1-0 to Everton in their previous game. Chelsea is another team that aren't really scoring many goals. They just grabbed a 1-0 victory against West Ham, got a 1-1 draw with Man United. Look, they're at home in this game. It was a 0-0 draw in the reverse fixture of this on this matchup at the Molineux Stadium, but just with Wolves' defence at the moment, I know Chelsea haven't been scoring that many, but I'm going to just back them in a narrow 1-0 victory here. Chelsea, they got to start winning some games, otherwise they might not end up finishing in the top 4, because Arsenal and Tottenham are closing the gap on them. But I'll back the Blues in this one to get a narrow 1-0 victory. We're going to move over to Selhurst Park now, where Crystal Palace are hosting Watford. Watford, it's not confirmed yet, but it's looking likely they're going to get relegated down to the Championship for next season. Crystal Palace, they've got a decent record at Selhurst Park. Coming up against a Watford side here is in really bad form. Palace, they beat Watford 4-1 in the reverse fixture. I'm going to say they're going to absolutely smash Watford again here, but I'll go for a 3-0 victory here. Okay, here we are, Brighton against Manchester United. Manchester United finally won a game. They beat Brentford 3-0. Very good game for Manchester United at Old Trafford. No, those are the types of results that I think the fans are expecting, especially when you think of them at playing Old Trafford. You expect them to absolutely smash a team, whoever the opponent is. You know, bit like what Man City are doing at this season at the Etihad, but we'll come on to their game in a moment. But Brighton, bit of a mixed run of form, really. Brighton, they're sat up there in 9th place, their best season by far in the Premier League. I think when they picked up 3 points, who was it against? Wolves. Great victory there by Brighton, 3-0 against Wolves. They beat their best ever points ever in the Premier League, so an achievement there for Brighton, and sat there in the top half of the Premier League when they were around the relegation zone for the previous seasons that they've been in the Premier League. So a good season for Brighton. Man United, they are struggling. I'm gonna back them to win this one though, and I think both sides will score. I think Brighton will find a goal from somewhere. I know they haven't been the greatest in front of goal, but I think slightly they're improving a little bit. But I'm going to back Man United to get the away victory here, and for them to score 3 as well. Maybe a little bit of a risky prediction there, seeing that Brighton did pick up like a 1-0 victory against Tottenham. They managed to beat Arsenal, so those are some good sides that they've managed to beat there. But Man United, I just think, will be a bit too much for the Seagulls in this one. So 3-1 away victory for United. Here we are. We've got the first of the big games. Liverpool against Tottenham. Tottenham won that top 4. Liverpool want the title. It's going to be big. It was a good game in the reverse fixture of this one, ending in a 2-2 draw with some very good attacking bits of play. I remember the game, and I think Liverpool would just get the victory here. I think Liverpool have to get this win. Obviously, otherwise Man City is going to win the Premier League, but it'll be tough for them. And at Anfield, the crowd's going to be backing them. It's going to end in a victory for Liverpool, but it will be very tight. It will be tight. We're going to move on to Arsenal against Leeds United. Now, this is a big game. Will Leeds United get something out of this? They definitely look like a new Leeds United side as soon as they sacked Bielsa and got their new American manager in, but they are being dragged down into that relegation zone area where Everton is only 2 points below Leeds United. So all Everton needs to do, you can see there, get a result against Leicester City, Leeds to lose this game, and there all of a sudden Leeds United are in the relegation zone. So before it was between Burnley and Everton, now it's between Leeds and Everton after Burnley's amazing run of form. But I'm going to say for a little bit of a shock result here, I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw. Big scoreline. Just with Arsenal, just this patch that they had, losing to Southampton, Brighton and Palace, those are easy games that they should be able to win. I'll let you off with Palace, but with Brighton and Southampton, with their run of form, if Arsenal want to be this top 4 side, they're going to have to show who's the boss and just get a victory against them. They end up losing to them, and Arsenal beat a struggling West Ham, beat Man United, and beat really a struggling Chelsea at the moment as well. So I think it'll be a tough game for Arsenal to pick up something from this. I think Leeds United is just going to go there, and although, they lost 4-0 to City, I mean, let them off there, it's against City, but they have picked up some easy results, maybe Leeds United, but they certainly have shown some very good football under the new manager, and it's going to be really hard to call who's going to be staying up. I think Norwich are already relegated. Watford's going to join them, but between Everton, Leeds, and Burnley, maybe going to say Leeds United is going to be that team that's going to get relegated. But we'll move on to the other relegation side that's currently in 18th place. They're going to be facing Leicester City, who are currently 11th place. Not had the greatest of seasons at all this season. Normally they're up in the top 5. Leicester City are looking for European football, but this season's been just, I don't know what's happened with Leicester City. This is going to be a good game. Leicester City get outdone from set pieces all the time. They're the worst in the league at conceding them. Everton, all they need to do, get a set piece, and we've got a good game on our hands. Leicester City are in European action against Frankfurt Sorry, that's West Ham's game. Leicester City are against Roma in the European Conference League semi-final. So, they'll probably be wanting to win that a bit more than this Premier League game, seeing that Leicester City season is pretty much over. I'm still going to say Leicester will get the victory, though. I'm going to back both teams to score. It was a 1-1 draw in the reverse fixture at Goodison Park, where Everton scraped that last equaliser to cancel out Harvey Barnes' goal in the first 5 minutes. So I'll back the Foxes in this one. They're our home. I think it'll be a good game, though, because Leicester City, they'll be tied from their game against Roma, and Everton, they're going to have to show what they can do after beating Chelsea 1-0 in their last game as well. So, I think it'll be a good game, one of the best games of the week, that one. Okay, Norwich City against West Ham. Here we are, West Ham. They're in European action in the Europa League against Frankfurt in the second leg of the Europa League. Norwich City, they are relegated, so just playing for pride now at the moment. West Ham, I know probably they're hoping to obviously win the Europa League. It's been their first time in ever since they've getting a European competition, but still to focus on the Premier League at the same time is a very hard task to do. And sat there up in 7th place, another team that was around the relegation zone for past few seasons, that quite a few people thought that they were going to get relegated this season, but again, they're a team that showed that they're not, and completely bounces up that table in 7th place, but losing to Arsenal, Chelsea, draw with Burnley, lost to Brentford, got the Everton victory, lost to Tottenham. Again, a few tough games for West Ham there. West Ham should win this one. I know they'll definitely be tired after the second leg against Frankfurt, but Norwich City, they've just been absolutely terrible this season. Really bad performances. And, well, it'll be interesting to see if Norwich City bounce back up to the Premier League again from the Championship. And if they do, they're going to have to sort out that squad, because it's just really bad at the moment. Okay, Man City against Newcastle. We've got the other top two side in action against Newcastle, who are again a side that look completely different. We've all got these sides like Brentford and Brighton, West Ham. Newcastle can join them now after this amazing run of form. Again, you could say there's a few easy victories for them in there against some sides that haven't been on the greatest of forms. Man City are a side that's obviously they're going to be forced to pick up a victory here. Newcastle could get something in this game. I don't think it will end a draw. It will either be a victory to City or a victory to Newcastle. Neither two of these sides really pick up that many draws. I suppose, well, Newcastle did pick up a lot of draws at the start of the season, but under the new management with Eddie Howe, it's either defeat or victory. Against Man City, though, at the Etihad, I mentioned before, they absolutely smash oppositions at the Etihad Stadium. It will be tight. I could maybe see Man City picking up an early goal and then finishing it off late in the game. So I'll go for a 2-0 home victory for the Citizens. But, it'll be interesting to see what happens, because Man City, they did absolutely smash Newcastle 4-0 in the reverse fixture of this game. But I think Newcastle will make it tough for them, as really will any team that goes to the Etihad. They'll try and they'll put up a fight, but I'll back City to obviously get the 3 points. So it's going to be between City and Liverpool still, 1 point difference. Okay, here we have some rearranged fixtures. This is not part of match day 36, but we've got some rearranged fixtures from games that have been that were cancelled previously in the season, and they've been rearranged to be played just in the same week as game week 36. So it is Aston Villa against Liverpool. Steven Gerrard against his old side here. Liverpool again. I back both teams to score actually in this one, but no, it's going to be really tough for Steven Gerrard, because obviously Liverpool legend, supports Liverpool. If his Aston Villa side beat Liverpool here, or only get a draw here, hold them to a draw, he's just gifting Man City the title. And although he's an Aston Villa manager now and he's going to have to try his best to beat his old side, I don't know, it'll be weird for him, and obviously he's got to have to, get his Villa side ready to try his best to beat Liverpool. I don't think it will happen anyway, but it would be weird if Aston Villa do actually manage to beat Liverpool in this game. But it was a 1-0 victory to Liverpool in the reverse fixture of this game. I think it'll be interesting. It'll be tight for both sides. But, again, the title race on here. Liverpool's got to pick up the victory. We've got Leeds United again against Chelsea. Yeah, I'm gonna go for a 1-1 draw here. I'm gonna say Leeds United. They're gonna get a draw against Arsenal, and they're gonna get a draw against Chelsea here, because Chelsea, as I've mentioned before, not been on the best of form at all lately. Leeds United, they're going to be looking to try their best to stay in the Premier League, so they've got a tough game here, but I think Leeds United, they're certainly improving, as I mentioned before, so I'll go for a 1-1 draw. Leicester City, they're playing again against Norwich City, already relegated, as I said before. It'll be tight. I'll go narrow 1-0. Watford against Everton. Wow, it was a 5-2 victory to Watford in the previous fixture between these two sides. And, Watford, they're already down. It's not confirmed yet because they can still potentially do it. But once they've lost, they've lost. Now, actually, I think Watford I've been saying throughout this video, Watford can still make it if they win all the games, and then obviously if Everton and Leeds lose all their games. I think it is confirmed now, just looking at the points with the games that are left. I'm not sure how many games Watford do have in hand. But with like the 3, I don't know. I think they're already out, Watford. I still think that they'll get a point here against Everton, though. It'll be interesting to see what happens, because again, Everton, they'll be looking to expand on that 1-0 victory against Chelsea, and I know it was against Chelsea, and they are really not the greatest under Thomas Tuchel at the moment. But Watford always seem to pick up something against Everton at Vicarage Road. They have done for the past 3 seasons that they've been in the Premier League, when they've been in the Premier League, and they've come up against Everton. They always get something against the Blues, so or the Toffees, whatever their nickname is there. But I'll back a draw in that game. Wolves against Man City. Yeah, just with Wolves' current form at the moment, I know it could change soon. I mean, it is the end of the season pretty much. I'll go an easy Man City victory in this game. And then finally we finish off with a really good game. Tottenham against Arsenal. 4th against 5th. Currently 4th against 5th. It could change, when all the other games are played. But the London derby here, who's going to take that final Champions League spot? It's gonna be another game that's gonna have to wait. We're gonna have to wait for another day, because this is gonna end all square. Both teams are gonna pick up a point in a high-scoring 2-2 draw. So we finally finished my predictions for Game Week 36 and all the other rearranged fixtures as well that are being played this week. So if you did enjoy, please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you all in another video. Bye.